Real Madrid signs with purpose, and when they splash 35 million euros plus 26 million euros in add-ons to bring a 16-year-old Endrick from Palmeiras, it was a declaration to the world of football. The most expensive 16-year-old in football history, chosen by the most ruthless club, not for who he was, but who he might become. Fast forward to 2024, Endrick turned 18, and he's already made an impact, scoring on both his La Liga and Champions League debuts. But Madrid doesn't pause for potential. Carlo Ancelotti is gone, and Xabi Alonso steps in. The squad is stacked with Mbappe, Vinicius, Rodrigo, Bellingham, and 𝐬𝐿. Just as Endrick was finding rhythm, a hamstring injury struck. 2 months out. So now the real question is whether he can rise, recover, and carve out space in the most demanding team on earth, or are we watching another teenage prodigy crushed under the pressure of expectations? Let's dive in. Endrick's journey to Madrid starts in a place where the streets make players, Taguatinga, Brazil. By the time he was 10, he was already trending online for his absurd goal tallies in youth tournaments. Palmeiras snatched him up and he didn't disappoint. In 2022, at just 16, Endrick made his senior debut. A month later, he became the youngest scorer in the club's history, breaking a record that had stood for nearly a century. Before Endrick even set foot in Madrid, he had already achieved more than most players twice his age. At Palmeiras, Endrick showed maturity beyond his years. His positioning, his timing, and his cold-blooded finishing made him a match winner, not just a highlight reel. Scouts from every major European club circled, but Real Madrid acted first and fastest, locking in a deal before he turned 17. And when he turned 18 and landed in Madrid, he didn't hesitate. He scored on both his La Liga and Champions League debut. He could rise to the moment even under enormous pressure. That pressure, however, is not unfamiliar at Real Madrid. Countless talents have come and gone, unable to cope with the unique intensity of the club. Martin Odegaard, Achraf Hakimi, and Theo Hernandez are all exceptional players who flourished elsewhere, but couldn't find room in Madrid's unforgiving ecosystem. Even Eden Hazard, a seasoned superstar, wilted under the lights of the Santiago Bernabeu. For Endrick, the margin for error is even thinner. He has to prove he's not just here for the future, but ready to survive now. Endrick brings a rare combination of explosiveness and intelligence for someone just 18. Built low to the ground with excellent balance and sharp acceleration, he thrives in tight spaces and reads the game like a veteran. His off-ball movement is one of his biggest strengths, adjusting his positioning constantly to exploit gaps between defenders. He has scored 7 goals and provided 1 assist across 37 appearances in his debut season, despite starting only 8 times. That's remarkable efficiency considering the fierce competition. At most clubs, he'd be a guaranteed starter. At Real Madrid, he's a rotation option. That's because Kylian Mbappe owns the number 9 role. After winning both the European Golden Boot and La Liga's Pichichi Trophy, he's untouchable. Vinicius, Rodrigo, Bellingham, Brahim, and Arda are all in top form and higher in the pecking order. But Xabi Alonso's arrival may change things. Alonso brings a more modern, tactically flexible system shaped by his success at Bayer Leverkusen. He values pressing, verticality, and intelligent movement, traits Endrick is beginning to show. Due to a hamstring injury, Endrick hasn't yet played under Alonso. His 2 matches in charge so far at the Club World Cup, where both Mbappe and Endrick were unavailable. That makes preseason and early La Liga fixtures crucial for Endrick's future role. Alonso is tactically flexible. His preferred systems like 3-4-2-1 or 4-2-3-1 could allow Endrick to play just behind Mbappe or alongside him in certain matchups. That hybrid forward role suits Endrick well. It allows him to roam, press high, and be involved in build-up without the full burden of leading the line, a role he's thrived in during Copa del Rey outings. Alonso has already expressed excitement about Endrick's potential. What he will demand is better decision-making in transition and improvement in right-footed finishing. These are areas Endrick must sharpen to earn trust in a system that leaves no room for error. Besides fighting for minutes at Madrid, Endrick is watching his age mate Lamine Yamal shine across Barcelona, adding even more urgency to his own development. While both are seen as the future of Spanish football, Yamal is already pulling ahead. At just 17, the Barca winger is a regular starter, delivering assists, goals, and match-winning performances. He is even being mentioned in early Ballon d'Or conversations. Endrick is still finding his feet, limited by injuries and a crowded squad filled with attacking stars. The talent is clear. He is explosive, clinical, and made for big moments. But without consistent minutes, he risks falling behind his generational counterpart. To keep pace with Yamal's rapid rise, Endrick must fight for his place, earn the trust of Xabi Alonso, and prove that he is not just Madrid's future, but part of its present. And with a manager open to reshaping the team's identity, Endrick has a genuine shot to grow into more than a bench option, if he's ready to take it. But this is where Endrick becomes different from the dozens of Wonderkids who failed under the weight of the Bernabeu. Endrick's true weapon isn't his skills, it's his mindset. He grew up watching and idolizing Cristiano Ronaldo. Endrick is obsessed with Cristiano's mentality, work ethic, and evolution. And that obsession shows. Even at 18, his interviews are composed, his habits are disciplined. He trains like he's chasing something bigger than stats. Endrick once revealed that watching clips of the Manchester United legend Sir Bobby Charlton changed how he viewed football. His respect for Bobby was so well known that teammates started calling him Bobby as a joke. But sometimes when you see him glide past defenders or unleash a shot from range, the nickname doesn't feel too far off. This mixture of Cristiano's mentality and Bobby's elegance makes Endrick a rare breed. He isn't chasing fame, he's chasing legacy, and Madrid, for all its harsh demands, is the perfect place for that kind of pursuit. Yes, there are obstacles, the pecking order, the injury, the competition, but there's also a manager in Xabi Alonso who understands what it means to succeed at Madrid, a club that demands perfection from day one. Endrick's story at Real Madrid is still unfolding. He's not the main man yet. He's still behind giants. At Madrid, survival is success. And Endrick looks ready to do more than just survive. He's not tearing up the league yet. He's not starting every week yet. But he is learning, adapting. And if his mindset stays sharp, if his body recovers, and if Alonso gives him the right platform, we may be watching the rise of Real Madrid's next icon. And something tells us Bobby wouldn't bet against him.